Hey everyone, and welcome along to game 3 of the Fall of the Old World. Sorry it has taken me so long to get this out, work's been extremely busy. But here we go. This was against Michael Ross. Game 3 I think we were on about table 8 or 9? Not 100% sure, round about there. And he was playing Undead Legions with 2 Terrorgeists and a Strigoi Ghoul King on a Terrorgeist. So, lots of screams in this one expected. He also had some Morghast Harbingers, which I've never fought before, but I really like the models. And as far as I think, strength 5 killing blow, 4 attacks each. They're worth the watching. So into my opponent's deployment, this is after scouts have come on. So on his far right flank, he has a unit of 5 horse archers who have scouted on the table. In his centre, he has a unit of 5 horse archers who have scouted on the table. And in his left corner, he has everything else. He has a unit of dogs, a unit of archers, big unit of ghouls, a unit of black knights with his BSB, his harbingers, a unit of zombies or skeletons in at the back, can't quite remember. His 2 Terrorgeists, his Strigoi Ghoul King, and a Casket of Souls. So, castled up quite well in the corner there. And my right flank, I have my Witch Elves, a unit of Dark Riders, Malekith, my Frostheart Phoenix. Towards my centre, I have my Corsairs with my BSB. I then have my Sisters of Avalon with Handmaiden of the Everqueen. And over here I have another unit of Dark Riders and my Blackguard. So after Vanguards, I've moved my Dark Riders up into the middle here just to prevent the Vanguards from the Scouts being able to do too much. And my other Dark Riders move up through the forest, which I think becomes a fungus forest and makes them stupid or something, I can't quite remember. So in turn 1, I decide I'm going to get aggressive. I figure that those 3 Terrorgeists are going to come in and try and kill Malekith. I'm going to hedge my bets. I'm going to hope I can survive 1 round and do as much damage as I can to the other Terrorgeists in my turn that he can't do the same number of, he won't have the same number of wounds, so he can't hurt Malekith as well with those screams. So my Witch Elves move up, hoping to get a charge on the dogs there, and my Dark Riders just blocking off the archers from shooting at the Witch Elves, and they'll charge in next turn. The Frostheart Phoenix isn't on its base here as its wingspan was too wide and just going to get in the way of Malekith, so I moved them. And up here, everything just moves forward a little, and my Dark Riders come surging round the flank here, hoping to take out some horse archers and maybe get into the back lines and cause a bit of havoc. You can almost see Mike in the picture there. Hi Mike. Yeah, so on the must have been shooting phase, I managed to do 1 wound to this Terrorgeist. Yeah, it was with my Dark Riders there actually. My Sisters of Avalon go to work and kill off a few of the Black Knights. My other Dark Riders kill off a couple of Horse Archers. And then it's my opponent's turn. Now, for whatever reason, I didn't really think this through. His Black Knights charge into the flank of Malekith, and then all his Terrorgeists move round to the screams. And this was a big mistake for me. I should have moved Malekith maybe further right so that he couldn't have been charged. But I was trying to keep him in BSB range this time because, well, we all know what happened in the last game. So he's going to challenge out with his champion, and I need to win that combat, but I don't think I can kill off the whole unit and the BSB. So he's going to hold Malekith up, meaning I can't move him in my next turn, and I am going to have to kill the Terrorgeists or Malekith will die. If he doesn't die, he screams this turn. His Morghast Harbingers move up, and as you can see, the Terrorgeists have all encircled Malekith. Sorry for the bloody picture. And the Strigoi Ghoul King lands right in front of Malekith. Mike, I think at this point, is quite confident he is going to get Malekith with the screams, or that if he doesn't, the Malekith's not going to get away and he'll get him next turn. Because Malekith would get through and kill the Ghoul King if he could. I wish he could. Anyway, the rest of his movement, he chaffs up my Witch Elves so that if they charge in, they're going to run off the board. And his archers don't do much, and his ghouls move up into the dangerous terrain there. His horse archers just move away a little bit, just keeping themselves in range, and they're going to fire off some more shots at my Dark Riders. Then the Casket of Souls goes off. It doesn't actually do too much. The rest of his magic phase this turn, I don't think he does much either. His shooting phase, he kills off a couple of Dark Riders. In fact, then he summons with the Lore of Undeath a Spirit Host, which is irresistible. Of course, he kills off some zombies, but who cares? And this is all the wound counters on Malekith. So Malekith takes 7 wounds from the 3 screams. And at this point, I'm quite pleased Malekith has survived, and the penny drops, and I realise that I can't move. I'm not going to be able to kill off all those Black Knights, because of course Undead don't flee. So this is basically where I start regretting being aggressive with Malekith. I should have flew him across into the opposite corner and tried to see what I could do. Come round the flank maybe, or I don't know. How do you outmaneuver 3 Terrorgeists? There's a bit more shooting. 1 more Dark Rider goes, or maybe it was the Casket that killed the 2 the first time. That's what it was. And then the shooting kills off another one. With no combat, we go into my turn 2. My Witch Elves charge into the dogs. Nothing to worry about there. We'll kill them and overrun off the board. My Dark Riders just move up to... If they survive, they're going to charge the Casket. My Frostheart Phoenix charges into his Strigoi Ghoul King. I'm hoping to do something. If I can kill the General, I'll be reasonably pleased. The Corsairs turn round to face this Terrorgeist with enough shots. I'm hoping that we can kill it off, or at very least do so much wounds to it that its scream's not going to be effective. Over here, my Dark Riders make a suicide charge into these Harbingers, basically to prevent them from charging on his turn. I'm hoping that I'll be able to hold him up. He won't kill them until turn 2, which is his turn, and then that gives me the chance to shoot at them with the Sisters of Averlorn, which I can hopefully do enough wounds to between maybe a couple of wounds with the Dark Riders, and the shooting will be able to wipe them out and get some points because they're a scary unit. Which gives this turn for my sisters to shoot at a Terrorgeist, and hopefully they can do enough wounds or kill one of those. So yeah, after shooting, this Terrorgeist's on 2 wounds or 3 wounds left. This Terrorgeist dies, which I'm extremely happy about. The multiple shots from the Corsairs within 12 inches of Malekith means they're basically shooting in all ranks, so I'm thoroughly enjoying the way that works in this tournament. But as this is probably the last time I'll play Malekith, I won't be doing it again. As expected, the witches kill off the dogs and overrun off the board. In here, the Frostheart Phoenix basically takes a wound and does absolutely nothing to the Ghoul King. I flub my attacks. In fact, I think I may do 1 wound. Yeah, I do 1 wound. He's on 2 wounds left, and there goes that idea. After combat, the only thing left is, I think, standard bearer from the unit, which, yeah, of course, wouldn't last long, but he's now going to get to scream at Malekith again. There's 2 Terrorgeists still alive, and I'm probably going to be on the receiving end of that. Yeah, sorry I had to pause recording there. A cat came in and started annoying me. Where was I? Yeah, so Malekith's going to get screamed at next turn, and with only 3 wounds left, probably not going to survive. This is how things looked going into my opponent's turn 2. As you can see, my Dart Riders failed to do much to the Harbingers. I think I may have did 1 wound, but they turn round and they're just going to chop my Dart Riders to bits. Over here, he reforms his skeleton archers to prevent them being able to charge the casket. God, I hate reforms like that. But well played by Mike. Probably something I wouldn't have thought of, but I'll keep it in mind for the future. Every day's a school day, as they say. And the Spirit Host just turns around to face the back of the Dark Riders as well, hoping to get in and kill them off. The other Terrorgeist, as you can see, flies over into the space that's left here. And his Necromancers leave the unit of depleted zombies at the back and move into the big unit of archers. The ghouls come through the terrain and they're going to head up and try and kill stuff. So over here, it's just another picture of him setting up his screams at Malekith. During his magic phase, he manages to gain some wounds back on the Terrorgeist, so it's back up to 5 wounds. His Ghoul King is restored to full wounds. And then they kill Malekith. Yeah. So remind me never to be that aggressive again against Terrorgeists. Maybe sit back and shoot them a bit more. Since that worked on the other one. Yeah. So at this point, I think Mike's quite pleased with himself. He's fought Malekith a few times and wasn't happy about facing them again, but his list dealt with it okay, so I've got to be the worst Malekith player at the tournament, or ever, since he's died in 3 out of 4 games I've used him. Twice to goblins. Fair enough. The other scream from the other thing kills off the Frostheart Phoenix. His shooting then does a wound to my sisters, so only was 1. And the Harbingers wipe out the Dark Riders and reform to face my sisters. So we go into my turn, and I have to swift reform my Corsairs, who have the BSB in there, so I mean, they're not worried about the screams. I'll probably fire a few shots off at that. Black Knight, try and kill him. Reform the sisters to make sure they can shoot at the Morghasts. And the Witch Elves come on and face the archers. They're just going to do their best and try and mow through anything they can, but with a flank charge from the Spirit Host probably coming in, there's not really much I can do. Into the shooting phase, and my sisters go to town on the Morghasts, killing 2 and leaving 1 with 2 wounds. Unfortunately not enough to get the points. I then managed to do a couple of wounds to the Ghoul King, or his Terrorgeist anyway. That's the end of my turn because there's no combat yet now. And in his turn, he charges the Black Knight into the side of my sisters, and the ghouls into the front. Now, the sisters are okay. BS, weapon skill, ballistic skill 5, but strength 3, toughness 3, and only light armour, so they're not going to do too well, I don't think. And the charge from the Spirit Host goes into the flank as expected. He reforms the archers again into ranks. The Terrorgeists start flying towards the back corner of the board to hide and regain their wounds. Job done, now going to save points. After combat, kills a few witch elves. So that maybe screams that it kills a few witch elves with first. After combat, kills another one. I win combat by 1 and the Spirit Host takes a wound. Over here, not 100% sure what the spell is it's cast there. I can't quite read it in the picture. But we kill off a couple and he kills a few. We break, he flees. I break, I flee, he chases, cuts them down, and the Black Knight overruns all the way into the Black Guard, which is fine by me. I'll kill him off. Unfortunately, the overrun from that also gets in, which I'm not too worried about. The Black Guard are killy enough that they will be able to kill them off. We go into my turn and I march my Corsairs forward as there's not much else to do. I then try to get off... I get off Flaming Swords of Ruin, which gives my Witch Elves magical attacks. Unfortunately, it's irresistible. And I lose a spell. I gimp my wizard, who's a level 2 metal, and she becomes a level 0 sorceress. So she can channel, but not much else. I have no idea what these dice indicate. So into combat, he kills 2 of the Black Guard. I kill off a load of the ghouls. The Black Knight crumbles to death. And there's still some ghouls there for next turn. Over here, I reformed the Witch Elves with the magical attacks and face the Terrorgeist, as I'm hoping to kill off the Spirit Host, and then on my turn I'll be able to charge. My next turn, sorry. Unfortunately, in my opponent's magic phase, he then starts to summon. He summons a unit of 20 archers. And now, what do you call these again? I'm sure you'll be able to tell me. A Crypt Horror or a White? I'm not 100%. Something that's ethereal, and a Cairn Wraith, that's the one. It's a Cairn Wraith. Which is just going to try and hold me up again, I'm guessing. Over here, he kills another couple of Witch Elves. He shoots and kills a couple of Corsairs. The Black Guard finish off the ghouls. My Witch Elves had killed the thing and the Spirit Host, and we then go running into the two Morghast Harbingers. He had resurrected or managed to get some wounds up, and so I've got 7 Witch Elves left. So I'm hoping maybe with charge, banner, some poisoned wounds, I can hopefully kill that unit. I think this is now my turn anyway, so they charge in, they kill the Harbingers and run straight off the board again, trying to save points. Not that I've not already lost this, but then the Cairn Wraith goes into the rear of the Banner of the World Dragon unit and hopes to hold them up. And I'm going to try and shoot off the Terrorgeist. I was going to try and shoot off the Terrorgeist, but now can't. And he summons another unit of 20 archers. I think he's just going to try and shoot me to death now, but he gets a few shots and kills off some of the blackguard. Basically, the next few turns are quite quick. He takes some shots. The witch elves have to come back on in my turn, and that's basically it. So I lose this. It's a 20-0 to my opponent. It was a great game. Mike's a great opponent and a great player, so I have no real hard feelings about losing to him. I'll maybe get my revenge one day. I know he'll be listening to this, so thanks for the game, Mike. Good way to end the day, even though I did get beat. Now, after that, I think I finished about 20th or 20th overall. I don't mind. It was a one-day event. It was fun. It was full of hard lists. I had some pretty bad luck with Malekith in game 2. I was a bit overzealous with him in game 3. Game 1 I was okay. I don't mind losing to a better opponent, and it was a fun game. So we then went into the awards. There was a few decent awards. Instead of a wooden spoon at this tournament, the organiser went round at one point and got everyone to sign a white t-shirt, and the person who finished last got this white t-shirt with the sign, "I was at the fall of the old world and all of these people are better than me," and we all signed the t-shirt. So congratulations. I quite liked the quirkiness of that. It was a nice gesture to the end of the event. This is our winner, I believe. I would need to go back and check his name now. I've completely forgotten. But congratulations to him. And I'll leave it there. So that was Fall of the Old World. Another great event up at Common Ground Games. Can't thank Steve for hosting it enough. Well organised. Great opponents as usual. A lot of the usual faces. Some new faces that I hadn't met before. It was always a good day. I have a few more days off work. I've got one more battle report to do, which was just a friendly game up at GW the other day. I might try and get a game in between times. If not, I don't have any more battle reports planned just due to work restrictions. But next weekend, the 18th of April, I am at a 2400 point tournament, Storm over Stirling. Check it out on the Warhammer forum if you want. I think it's fully booked now. But I will, of course, be reporting for the channel on that one. It'll be another 5 games. And if you've listened this far, thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.